Probably the number one advice that we give people is really don't share personal information over the phone. Generally when someone calls you with fishing for that sort of information, you should always get your sort of alert up that if you didn't initiate the call, even if the caller is very persuasive that they're somebody who you've worked with in the past, or they're calling from your bank or your health insurance provider, you really just shouldn't provide the information. Instead, you should hang up, and if you believe it could have been a legitimate call, go to your own bill or find a phone number to call them back, and then see if that actually was a legitimate query for your information. So calls were going into Iowa to seniors, and they were targeting seniors, and they claimed that they had a miracle drug that was a marine phytoplankton, and they would claim that this marine phytoplankton would cure over 500 of the most common diseases. And if you just paid a certain amount of money, you would have access to this miracle drug, and all of your ills will be solved. Well, unfortunately, when scammers call, they really sound convincing, and who wouldn't want to find a drug that could help take away some of your aches and pains. So unfortunately, some people did, believe that this was a true product and send the money. The good news is this was a case that actually in Iowa, they were able to find the perpetrators and take them to court, and so that one no longer exists. But it's a great example of, just when something's too good to be true, it probably is. But I think it's it's a good story in that, no one should feel shame or feel bad if they actually do fall for one of these scams, because the scammers are getting smarter every day. And so whether it's through the email or through the mail or over the phone, when you get these sort of this information or these pleas from these scammers, it sounds very legitimate. And so the smartest person on the planet could fall for one of these on any given day. And so people just really have to have they have to stay on alert at all times. One thing that's rising across the country and here in South Dakota is that, ID theft is going up every year, but one form of ID theft, which is medical ID theft, is going up as well. And what folks should look out for this is just simply to really look at your insurance bills and statements when you get them. So even when they say this is not a bill, still take a look and make sure all the procedures and charges on there are something that actually was yours. And similarly, just to keep track of your health card ID numbers, your insurance ID numbers, your Medicare ID numbers, because again, once somebody has those, they can fraudulently bill your accounts for procedures or medications that they might want. So that's just something that we all need to be a lot more aware of, because it's happening more and more. And I think last year it actually was about half of all ID theft had some piece of medical ID theft as part of it.